Hello, everyone, and welcome. Eagles insider Dave Spadaro with head coach Doug Pederson. Our weekly one-on-one presented by Wawa. Eagles coming off a big win against Washington, but we turn our attention to the Dallas Cowboys, a team, Doug, that is really hot. Do they look a lot different to you than they did about a month ago?
They do. Gosh, I tell you, it seems like our game, 3-4 weeks ago, kind of sparked them, kind of got them going a little bit. And one thing is they're obviously relying on their run game. They're putting the ball in Zeke's hands, and they're successful offensively doing that. I think the other thing, you're looking at their defense right now. They're a little more consistent on defense with some of the guys they have. I mean, you got Jalen Smith in there, and Van Der Esch is in there, and they're playing good. They're young, athletic linebackers that are playing well. Of course, you got Gregory and Lawrence coming off the edge, and they're game wreckers, and so this defense is playing fast, and they're playing faster than when we saw them a month ago. So our work is definitely cut out for us. We're going down there. We're on the road. We know that's hostile. We know that's loud. So we got to have a good week of preparation.
They changed their offensive line coach, right? Has it made a difference? Do you see different technique? What's improved up there for them?
Well, you don't really see any different scheme. I think the thing you're seeing is they're committed, now to the run. I think before they were kind of figuring it out if it was going to be, the quarterback, the runner, who was going to get the football. And I think right now you're seeing that commitment, and so they're consistent now offensively. And there's not a lot of run scheme. When you can run the same plays over and over and over, you get a lot of time on task, and that's kind of the way our offensive line is playing right now. We're not changing our run game much, and so it's beneficial for those guys, especially this time of the year.
When you look at their defense, you mentioned the speed at linebacker. Are they tackling better? Are they attacking more? I mean, what is it? Simply just a matter of executing better?
Flat out executing better. Quite frankly, they're in position to make plays. I think their secondary is covering extremely well. That Saints game, these guys are flying around the field, and they're covering these Saints receivers. And one thing you're seeing is these linebackers be able to cover sideline to sideline, and they're able to make open field tackles and get guys on, like Kamara for New Orleans, and you're seeing Leighton being able to go out there and put them on the ground in open space, and that's tough to do. And so you're seeing that on a consistent basis with these guys.
Philadelphia Eagles, do you feel like this team has gotten the spark that you've been looking for?
Well, yeah, anytime I think you put back-to-back wins, it gives you confidence, it gives you a spark, it gives you a little momentum, especially now going on the road for the next couple of weeks. And listen, our backs were against the wall a couple weeks ago, and everything's still right in front of us. Great opportunity this week on the road against another division opponent who is leading our division, actually. And, if we're fortunate to come away with a victory, we're sitting there in a tie. So it's crazy how the NFC East has gone this year. It's also crazy how the league has gone this year. But we still get to control a lot of our own destiny moving forward, and looking forward to this chance.
I'm going to ask you this. What is the personality of this Eagles offense as you head down the stretch, final 4 games of the regular season?
Well, right now, everything really starts with and begins with the offensive line. And I think you're seeing the offense really start to come together and grow together and start to click. And we've eliminated some of the mistakes we had earlier in the season, and it was really good to get off to a fast start against Washington the other night. And those are all things that are beginning to sort of come together with this group, and you're getting consistent play out of Josh Adams in the backfield, and Zach Ertz, obviously still playing at a high level and moving the ball around. You're seeing Golden kind of settle into the offense now, and so everything's just kind of coming together for the offense, and that's what you got to have. And for teams that make playoff runs in the month of December, November is kind of the time where you begin to separate, and then December you should be playing your best football. So hopefully these 2 games back to back kind of give us that spark, moving forward.
Do you feel like December football, the tempo changes in the NFL?
It does. I mean, you start seeing, the teams that are going to be, or at least in the conversation in the postseason, they really begin to take off, and the ones that aren't, they really begin to fall off. And so this is important. This is an important stretch of games for us, these last 4. And you look around the league, there's some, outside of the Rams who have already clinched their division, there's still some tight races around the league, and none closer than ours in the NFC East.
It's interesting how it takes time for things to come together. We expected 40 points a game from the offense back in September.
Yes, you did.
You know,
yes, you did.
Everybody
Everybody
did.
But, you know, you got to look back and you think about our quarterback wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Our receiver wasn't there. Our offensive line was a little nicked up. Then we started getting injury on defense. So, I mean, it all plays a big part. You're starting to see some young DBs now for us, some young corners, Razul, and, you know, Bosby's getting an opportunity to play. And these guys are gaining confidence each week. And it's exciting to watch them play. And you know, every time they take the field, it just adds to their confidence.
Eagles have always played well in Arlington, Texas. A lot of fans down there. A lot of Eagles fans down there.
We need to play well this week too.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of Eagles fans down there. It's a great atmosphere. You know, Sunday afternoon, it's going to be electric. We look forward to going down there and you know, giving it our best shot.
How did Carson play against the Redskins?
He played well. He played really well. I know he'd love to have that pick back, you know, at the end of the game or earlier in the game there. I believe to start the third quarter, but you know, other than that, and he really played well. He spread the ball around. A lot of guys got touches in the game, which is good to see. Obviously, the run game was managed well. He did some nice things there, and the RPO game kind of took off a little bit more against the Redskins. So he's playing well. He's playing real consistent. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and we got to keep that going.
There's just more energy. 2 wins. Big game against the arch rival Cowboys. It doesn't get better than this.
It doesn't get any better, and winning obviously cures a lot of things. And you know, to be honest, it's our first two-game win streak, you know, this season. But it gives us a lot of momentum. We knew our backs were against the wall a couple weeks ago, and we started against the Giants and said, hey, this is kind of the beginning of a new season. And so right now, you know, we still take it one game at a time, you know, 1 week at a time mentality. But we're off to a good start with this second half of this season.
Eagles, Cowboys, Sunday. Can't wait. Doug Pederson, Dave Spadaro, we thank you for joining us. Conversation presented by Wawa.